Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Just woke up. Let me fix my hair a little bit. Wait, it's supposed to go like this. How's that? Is that good? No, it's pretty bad. Alright, fuck it. Let it go. I'll fix it later. Alright, so. Welcome to Practice Tool, Kog'Maw and friends. Actually, let me do this again. I'm gonna teach you guys, or show you, how I, kind of play a team fight, right? Like, let's say, or how I play lane phase with kiting and whatnot. I'm gonna give myself boots and Gunsos. So you'll get that feeling of how this should work. I probably shouldn't have leveled up so much, but it's okay. Alright, so let me teleport right here, right? So, like I said, this right here is auto attack attack move click, right? And I have it set to A. Because A, attack move. It's like universal, right? So I'll go to my hotkeys here. And player movement is where you see it. I don't know if it's, I'm not sure if it's preset to anything at first, but I set to A. This doesn't matter. This could just, I can unbind. If that works. Whatever. And what happens here is that this will avoid any misclicking if you are trying to attack like an enemy in front of you, right? So that's the attack move click. Attack move is the one that you actually have, like it's not quick cast, right? So if you do attack move, it'll have like your little radius of where you want to do it, and you have to click again. Basically like I said, it's not quick cast attack move. So you have this, but instead, let me see if I can unbind this, right? Hold up. Okay, so let's try that again. So AC, here you go. If you do attack move, you gotta click that, and then again, right? Which for me would really mess up with my timing. But I see a lot of pros do it from time to time, but I don't know, I think they have a different type of setting. It's not exactly only that. It's I don't know if they have a second set and they do it some of the time, but I believe this is their main A, the attack move that's quick cast, because really, like, timing means so much in League, like a lot. So if you can get your timings properly and like really shave off just milliseconds, people won't react, they won't use heal, they won't use flash, they won't understand the damage, and they'll get caught out and poked, and they're out of the fight, and you can do Baron or something. Timing is a big thing in League because the higher tier players, they can do their combos and abilities and whatever they need to do quicker than the lower tier players. And knowing how to do that is very important, right? So now let me tell you about another setting I have here. So if I go to game, down here, attack move on cursor, if you read that real quick, it says that if you use your attack move, your A click, right, or your A, right, it'll prioritize the enemy closest to that click, not necessarily closest to you. But if you don't have that enabled, it does exactly that. It'll only attack the closest champion, or the closest enemy to your champion, right? So that can be good, both good or bad. If you want to kite like this and just press A, it doesn't matter because it's Gallia's right there. He's the only one. But let's say you're trying to orb walk and you want to hit Galio in between waves of minions. Then you want to do attack move click, and it happens like a lot easier because you can kite back, you can move back, but instead of trying to click, like see, like I misclick right there, you'll hit him no matter what, because your champion has been told to attack something, and it will attack something no matter what. So this is especially good in team fights when there's no minions or other monsters that could interfere with your attack move. But this will help you when you're in laning phase or whatever, and you want to use the attack move to try and make sure you don't like misclick and run into something, or path the wrong way. When your mouse is on this side, unless you're purposely trying to move closer, you're trying to like hit something, you could just press A and you're guaranteed your champion's gonna like shoot something out of his mouth, right? And speaking of shooting something out of your mouth, that's like pretty much the thing. If you're a ranged champion, this really applies to you a lot more than melee. Because melee, you're not like really trying to kite so hard because your job is to attack. So you got to be in their face to attack them, whether they're chasing you or whether you're chasing them. But with the ranged champions, see, like I'm using the attack move there, but it didn't hit this minion close to me because I have the cursor setting. See? And then you just finish them off with your Q. That too, with combos, when let's say you're Wing, right? And you're hitting a champion, you always try to want to finish it with your Q. Especially when you're like times out like that. Just get that extra bit of damage, a Q or an E or whatever. Like that's how you maximize your DPS's cog. Like you gotta mesh your abilities in with your auto attacks. Sure, you're an auto attack champion, but you have the abilities to weave in between. Like your R is perfect, your Q is perfect, right? And that too, your attack move will not work on scuttlers because they're not even like technically neutral monsters. They're just like random, like pets almost, because they don't attack back. But let me tell you a little something about the attack move again. If I do a dummy, right, and I'll put one right back here, and let's say I want to attack this one, so I misclick this direction and press A. See how it hits this guy? The attack move, like click on cursor, only applies when you miss like just next to him, like that, right? So if you're about like 400 units away or so, it's gonna still attack this guy. Why? I don't know, because this is, if you attack here, you can see that this is obviously closer than this, right? But that's how it's programmed. So if you miss, you gotta be pretty close to him. Like even there you go. So you can see how close you gotta be, like the radius around the champion, that you can press the A move and it'll actually target it. So be aware of that. I'm gonna go kill Galio again. He has a lot of HP. That's cool. I like that actually. Well, that was stupid. See, and what I'm trying to do too, and what I'm trying to learn and help myself out, is use the camera lock. Because when you're like doing what I just did, and I'm not trying to move my camera, as you can see, the fight started to veer away from my camera view. I would eventually had needed to move my mouse up and move the camera. But if you can get a feel for like locking your camera in team fights, then you don't have to worry about that. The only thing is, the way you attack minions at a still camera point of view changes, because now it's moving. Every time your champion moves, the camera is going to shift. So you gotta be very careful, because that's gonna increase the tendency to misclick. Excuse me. But that's all the more reason why to use this attack move, because you can purposely move whenever you want. Just right click wherever the fuck you want. You cannot fuck that up. If you want to move here, you right click there. It's so easy. Like, you really can't fuck it up. Now sure, you accidentally press on the other side of a wall and it takes you somewhere. I get that. But in general, like, there's no other priority to moving. Like, moving is your priority, so, and you can't change that. So but yeah, using camera lock from time to time as an AD carry in like heated team fights where like everyone's all shit's going everywhere and you can't tell what's coming and where you are actually, like you get swallowed or you get knocked back, you don't even know what's going on. But it's a good tool if you can use it properly. I think the original hotkey is Y. I changed it to X because it's closer to all my abilities. Another quick thing I want to talk about is item hotkeys. So let me go to my items. I actually use, for quick cast, you want to use, well, if you're a quick cast user, you want to use your abilities in this section and change it. Normal cast, like if you have a Bork and you put your set here, it'll make you actually normal cast it. Like it'll have a range. It'll show a range. Like you actually have to click twice, like I showed you with the attack move. But yeah, see with whoa. See, actually there I should have unxed my camera because I didn't see exactly where he was, so I didn't get a good aim on my ult. Alright, back to my items. So anyways, so let me how the fuck do I do this? Alright, so if I want to get Bork now, right? And I press like it'd be mouse button 1. Well, it'd be one of my mouse buttons or 1. I see it's set. It's the hotkey is changed to set 2, so you still have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 keys to work for you, and that's how I like it. I don't like changing the numbers because it's nice to be able to use that when you think about that first. So that's also another point. Like if I set these to 2 different keys, my brain can think of either one to use. Like, you don't have to just think about number 1. If you're, like, in a heated battle and you're using your QWER and your fucking flash and shit, and you need those fingers, you can just press the thumb button on your mouse key or some shit on your, you know what I mean? Anyways, so, what I was trying to get at, what the fuck's this teleport thing? Alright, so if I have unbind, and I do this to that same mouse button, and I press it, it shows me that range. Which means I have to hit it again. Like I gotta go click there, you know what I mean? But if I unbind it and I put it here, then I can just use it and that's it. And that's the thing, you're just shaving off time for you to do the next ability or move, and it's called actions per minute, guys. Keep that term in your head. It's very popularly used in StarCraft because they're either hotkeying their buildings, creating a unit, moving, whatever it is, and it's more intense there because you're always at all times doing something. League, you can be just rotating or whatever the hell it may be, or respawning from death, you know. But StarCraft is a lot more intense. But it's the actions per minute idea still applies. The quicker you can do things and like worry about your next move, your next auto attack, or whatever it may be, it adds up and really helps you in the future just kind of learn and pull off your combos or whatever it may be. And like for me, since I just one trick pony Cog at least, like to be the top tier that I am, I got a lot more time with him, specifically one-on-one, and I like know his in and outs and like the way his character animation looks after each ability and how long I have. I know I have an 8-second timer in my head. It's like, you know what I mean? All that shit just kind of happens by muscle memory and by playing it so much. Now, like I play Twitch a lot, I play Blitz, Orianna, but that isn't as clean because I haven't played umpteen thousand games with that champion. So that's honestly why one-trick ponies can indeed get to the highest ranks in the game. Of course, that shit doesn't happen that shit doesn't really work in pro play because people know who you are and they can ban you. In solo queue, they don't know you're on their team, they can't really ban you out. And then that's where the pros are the pros, because they can be this good at any champion, or the champion in their role, I should say, rather than just being a one-trick pony like a lot of us. But it's alright, because I love it. No one can tell me otherwise, like, to not do this. I chose to be a Kog'Maw, and this is where I'm at, and I'm happy. So, anyways, I think that I'm gonna wrap this one up. I'm gonna go through some builds real quick in this, because I can just buy a shit ton of items. I have 100,000 gold. That's awesome. So here's gonna be your basic build. I think what you're gonna want, one of these, of course, and then alright, so okay, hold on, let me get rid of this. So this is your core right here, guys. This is your core. Your Bork, your Runans, and your Goonsos. In the order, it would be this. It'd be this would be your order of build. I mean, I think you'd have your boots and your Goonsos together, and then Runans. But sometimes you can get these two first, and then finish your boots. But you definitely want to finish your boots. I've been going Berserker's Greaves because I just need attack speed. Kog'Maw needs attack speed, and we're not really too heavy AD focused. Like, Ninja Tabby aren't as broken as they were. So I go with Berserker's Greaves. And then after that, you'll probably want to go with an armor pen item, because they're probably going to get tanky and stuff. You could go another attack speed item like Phantom Dancer, or you could rush GA. And you could also go QSS, so this is very situational. Another good item, I think, for COG recently is Frozen Mount. Frozen Mount's good because there's been a lot of assassins out there, jungle, you know, Kha'Zix, Rengar, shit like that. If they get fed, they can just one-shot you. But Frozen Mount gives you that HP that they can't one-shot you, and then you can reposition it and then just mow them down, because you can just slow them. But those are pretty much the main core builds. A lot of times I'll fuck around, I'll get like this with that, you know. I want to go IE. I haven't built IE in so long. It's just such a long item to build when you're 3 items in, and it's kind of a situational item. I mean, I feel like if IE builds nowadays, build IE first. Like, you gotta have IE, like, that's your Goonsos. But I mean, here is my Goonsos, so it's like my equivalent, you know. But yeah, sometimes maybe I'll fuck around and I'll get like a static shiv, right? Or maybe I'll just get like a rapid fire cannon. Why? Because I don't know, there's no real reason, I just choose to do so. Now, my only other potential start, which I've been showing on my videos recently, is Yumu's. Yumu's I like. Here, let me well, I don't need to do that yet, because it gives you a shit ton of AD. 55 AD is pretty good. You got you got out of combat movement speed, and some cooldown reduction, along with that armor pen that it gives. But in general, when you're kiting around and you have this type of, you know, A move click, it's like you have what's it called, a Frozen Mount, because instead of you slowing them down, you're just speeding yourself up, and it gives you a shit ton of AD and stuff. And it's just, I feel like it's a good item. And like I said, now that you have like a 6 stacks, I have almost 2.5. What's it called? I have almost a cap of attack speed, right? And then that means lethal tempo does its course and just whatever it gives it, however much fucking attack speed based on level. 80% attack speed. That's fucking insane. That's so much attack speed. And I only have Runans and Goonsos, so Yumu's isn't like a bad choice to just have. Because it really helps with just base armor pen and just getting you out of sticky situations or kiting or whatever you gotta do. And I believe it's a really good item. But again, it's situational. If they go all tank, you have to go fucking Borg. You have to go Borg. If they have like shit ton of HP, you have to go Borg. Unless you're like ahead and you're just melting them. If you're behind, you gotta go Borg. If you're like eons ahead, go Yumus and just cut them down because they won't have the armor to fucking defend against that with your Gutsos, Runans, Yumus fucking build. And red buff. Oh my god. Anyways. So there you have it. I hope we discussed some things that helped you guys out. Please let me know what else you think I should try out, like in the practice tool or in a normal or whatever the fuck you guys want me to do. I felt like this would be a good video because it gives me a chance to kind of explain like differences, like in game, how you play laning phase, how like your combo should work, and stuff like that. So, one last thing before I go, I'm going to try and show you. It's kind of like I wish this Gallia would move around a little more. Right there. Right there. So, like, at the end of your... If you're chasing one person down and you want to, like, execute them the best way, it's kind of like a Twitch or a Callisto. Like, you want to save that Contaminate till the end. You want to save the Rend until the very end, right? You want to execute them. A good way to do that is to QR at the, like, it's like, let's say he's running away and he's about to run at a range. He's about to be at a range. Well, let me tell you something. Where's my attack range? 500, right? With W, it's 710, right? See that? Watch this. Oops. The Q is a lot longer than that. So as they're walking out of range, you finish them off with a QR combo. And even your E, dude. Even your E goes a long way. See that? That's your combo right there. So when they're, you know, going out of range and they have like 200, 300 HP, you combo that with your QR, RQ. I mean, it's really nice because all of his abilities mesh really well. I mean, if you have E and you want to use E, then I would use E first. But after attacks, just try and get used to using your Q to cancel or your R. And then when you get like very comfortable, then you can just mesh a couple together and do it that way. Let me do this. Anyways, alright, now I'm just dragging this on. But yeah, those are like kind of your combos. You kind of want to, you can cancel stuff like that, right? You can cancel, I mean, when you have 2.42 attack speed, it's a little tougher to kind of get this off. But you can still do it. I mean, and this will matter a lot more when you don't have, you know, full attack speed at whatever level 18 and shit like that too. So, and that's true. I'm level 18, so I'm getting 35 bonus attack speed from that too, and whatever 18 from Alacrity. So it's a lot of attack speed. It's just a lot to take, kind of take in. But with some practice, I think you guys get the hang of it. Please let me know what you think, and I will see you guys on the Rift.